1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Shop Talk. I am your host, VIPPrimo. Usually when we do Shop Talk, we're actually in a shop and we do a lot of things. We go over different vehicles and different things of that nature. But as always, we want to have people on here that we trust, people we put faith in, and people who support the community. So we want to have somebody that's actually good in the YouTube scene here. And I want everybody to introduce you to Nathan Ruest of In the Shop. How you doing today?
Not bad, Alan. How's it going?
Good. I'm doing great. First, I wanted to thank you so much for being on our show today. It's so awesome to have people that take time out of their busy schedule. I know you've been busy recording stuff lately,
yep.
But to come out and give us a chat real quick. The first thing I want these guys to understand is, what is your channel actually about?
So I do a mix of things. I kind of started off doing some like diesel how-to, and I try to roll in some of the stuff that I really love to do, some of the shenanigans like go-kart stuff and some projects. I got a little motorcycle I'm building, and I just try to get great content out there for the automotive and diesel world and kind of keep you guys entertained and informed.
That's awesome. So how long has your YouTube channel been up?
My first upload was September 3rd, 2018. So just over a year and a half, or right around a year and a half.
And you already have like 3,000 subscribers right now, right?
Yep, I'm right around almost 3,200 subscribers currently.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now, I mean, I think the sign of success for a YouTube channel, especially for anybody starting out, is probably what, like 1,000 people for the first year, or?
I think that's what they say. Something like the average channel doesn't reach 1,000 in their first year. Wow. So usually within the second year is when they really start to take off.
Is there anything you think you would attribute to your success?
Well, I'm the type of person that when I start something, I kind of go all in. So I spent a lot of time before I even uploaded my first video researching how to make a good video.
Nice.
I'd never really picked up a camera before that, so I just sat down and I went to YouTube, the platform I'm working on, and I researched how to make a good video, and I just hit the ground running, and I put a lot of effort into not only making sure that I get the knowledge that's inside my brain out, but making sure the quality of the video is good, and it's easier to watch when the quality is good.
So what kind of projects do you normally do? Do you have anything that's specific that you like, or?
I do a lot of diesel stuff, mainly because I ran a diesel shop for 9 years, and before that I had worked for Ford doing diesel also, so that was kind of my niche. I really enjoy the shenanigans type of stuff, the projects, the things that when you were a little kid growing up, you always wanted to put a giant motor on something that was really small, and now I'm doing it, and I'm sharing it with you guys, and I hope to bring more of that stuff in the future.
And right now you're doing the bike now? Is that the focus, or are you doing the go-kart?
The go-kart, I definitely plan on doing some modifications to that in the future. That's going to be ongoing. Every once in a while I'll bring it back up and remind you guys I still have it, but I do have a bike that I'm building right now that is going to be kind of like a stripped down, like board track racer style build.
And when it comes to it now, I've never been a diesel guy. I love diesels, especially like the car stuff, because it makes so much torque, but I've never done much with the trucks, and I'm trying to get more avid in it. What do you think, if you said, hey, this is a truck that I wanted to start on, be my first like turning wrenches, that kind of thing, what would be a good truck for me to start on?
To be honest, I think like the 7.3 Ford, if you can find one that's not rotted out, unfortunately in New England, it's kind of hard to do. But if you can find one that's not rotted out, they're a pretty dependable truck, and to work on them, it's fairly affordable and fairly simple. So you can get the idea, the basics of how everything works without getting into any real complicated repairs.
And then, now, what do you have a specific diesel that you specify that's your diesel, or?
The truck that I mainly am known for, even with my shop, I had people coming from New Hampshire, Maine, everywhere to bring me their trucks, was the 6.0 liter diesel, which is the one that came after the 7.3.
And that's what company? That's
Ford.
Ford. Okay.
Yep, the Ford 6.0.
Ford.
Yep.
Do you work on any other manufacturers' diesels, or?
I work on anything. Anything with four wheels, I'll work on it.
Do you find, and it's the other thing that I loved, especially about TractorTrailer Trucks, which I did a lot of research with TractorTrailer Trucks, and it was very easy to go from one trim to the next. They seem to have the same kind of parts. Do you find that's kind of the same idea? So if I did a run on a Ford and then I went over to something like a Dodge diesel, would there be a significant change in it, or would I have to relearn the wheel?
You'd have to relearn the wheel. Besides the fact of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, besides that,
I'm not good at that.
There's not a lot of transfer. I mean, the principles are the same, but the engines are completely different manufacturers. Wow. A lot of the over-the-road stuff, they'll have several manufacturers that have a Cummins or several that have a Cat, and it's really just a different body.
So you're just saying if I pick up that Range Rover diesel, I may not know the same stuff.
Correct.
Right. It probably will break down a little bit more too. So that probably will throw a wrench in it. But yeah. So that's so what got you into this?
Into the YouTube?
Yeah, well, into everything, diesel and into YouTube, you name it.
So as far as the diesel goes, I went to Universal Technical Institute in Norwood. I had worked at an independent shop quickly before that.
Big shout out there, guys.
Yeah. And after I got out of school, I had a Ford diesel certification, and I went to Muzzy Ford, was the first dealer I worked at, and I had zero intention of working on diesel trucks, zero. And I walked through the door, and the manager said, all right, oh yeah, you're hired, but we're going to put you in the diesel shop. And I said, I don't want to work on diesels. And he's like, well, it starts at $5 an hour more.
And you're like, done.
Done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Right. So I started working on them there, and I quickly grew to really like working on them.
And how many years did you work in that field before you moved up to this?
So I worked at the dealerships for about 4 years. Okay. And then I opened up my own shop in 2010.
Nice.
And then I ran my own shop, Nathan's Garage, from 2010 until...
So we're going on 15 years of experience here then, right?
Yeah, yep.
That's awesome.
Running up on 15,
right. Yep. And then, so basically you went from this and you got this crazy idea to pick up a camera, put it in front of yourself and start talking. How did that come about?
Funny story is I actually kept getting calls at my shop for these people that wanted me to diagnose their BMW over the phone. Mm-hmm. And they kept calling. I'm like, I don't diagnose vehicles over the phone. I don't know what you want from me. Mm-hmm. So one of them ended up saying, yeah, you're Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage on YouTube, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Got it.
So I reached out to Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and I said, hey, you might want to tell your people that Nathan's Garage in Assonet isn't Nathan's DIY Garage on YouTube. And then me and him ended up having a very long conversation about how he makes a full-time living just from YouTube, just doing videos about BMWs. So I said, it's something I've kind of always liked. I've always been a fan of YouTube, so I decided to jump on it and try it, and I kind of, like I said, I hit the ground running from there. Once I got it in my mind I wanted to try it out, it was no turning back from there. That's
awesome. And it's the other thing too, guys, it's not Nathan's Garage. I made that same mistake probably 15 times. I've been corrected. Thank you for your patience on that. But it's definitely in the shop on YouTube. Don't worry about it, guys. We're going to have a link provided for you. If you don't see it up there, some of you mobile guys can't see it, definitely look in the description. We're going to make sure that's there. So do you have any kind of big project these guys are looking forward to in the future right now? In other words, something that I go, this is it.
I think so. I mean, I think there's a couple things that I don't really quite want to get out there just yet. I kind of want it to be a little bit of a surprise.
We have big plans in the work? Ooh.
But I definitely have some plans for some more how-to diesel videos I have lined up, ready to go. So I know a few of my people have been asking about that. I'm going to be bringing a few more of those out. And I definitely want to get this motorcycle that we got here back on the channel. But I do have some pretty big, crazy
So
ideas.
basically, we're going to have big things and we're going to have small things.
Yep.
And all in the time. So, that's the other thing I meant to ask is there's really two big questions that I had off the top. What is the toughest thing you've ever repaired?
Ooh. Toughest thing I've ever repaired. I would have to say an engine overhaul on a Volkswagen, the Volkswagen Eurovan. It had a VR6, but it was tough. It was a hard one. The problem with it is I had a guy working for me that disassembled it, and then he ended up no longer working for me for certain reasons, and then I ended up having to figure it out, put it back together, not having taken it apart.
Knee deep in it, going, how do I do this?
So me and one of my employees got it all back together, and that was probably the most difficult thing. European cars in general are difficult to work on compared to American cars. So when you get that, and then you don't really.
Oh, I know. I have nightmares of still working on Jaguar water pumps. So yeah, I know how it is.
Yep.
So and the thing is you're actually still in the business now too, right? You still actually do turn wrenches during the day, right?
I do. Yeah. So right now I'm working for a company that we build, service, and lease out drill rigs for like foundation drilling, piling, and stuff like that. Nice. So we don't actually do any of the drilling, but we build the rigs and keep them going. Is
it tough to find the time to do what you're doing now?
Very difficult, yeah. But it's really, this is my passion, the YouTube thing. It's, you know, the thing that wakes me up. When I know I'm going to be doing it, I get right out of bed.
Nice.
And I get going. I love my job currently, but it doesn't drag me out of bed. The YouTube thing definitely does. I can stay up until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning editing a video, no problem. And I don't even feel tired. But other things, I'm ready for bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Right.
So.
And that's the thing that I hear over and over again. It has to be about the passion. And that's the thing is if it's something that you have. And that's the thing is you mean your first year you went to your 3,000 subscribers, right? So I mean, right now with what you're doing right now, it really seems to be catching on. It seems to be something that everybody loves. I mean, I've worked with you personally just for a short amount of time. I love your work ethic. I love the heart and soul that you put into everything.
Thank you.
And especially some of the, I mean, if you guys haven't had a chance yet, definitely go over, hit the channel up. There's some things on there. I mean, 2 seconds of watching this, and like I said, I don't even work on diesels, and I'm sitting there entrenched watching him take this thing apart, and I'm really looking forward to some new content. So is there a specific time that I would say that you know, during a week that they say this is when you guys should watch out for a video or do something like that?
Currently, no, and that's part of what I'm going to be working on this year is getting a little bit more consistent. I'd like to start getting weekly uploads. During the holidays, it was a little tough. I was getting once every couple of weeks, maybe if I was lucky, but I definitely want to get back on being more consistent. So I'll keep you guys updated on that.
That's awesome. So, hey, I want to thank you for coming out today.
No problem.
This has been a great interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Remember to always hit like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, take some time to go over and check out In the Shop, hit their bell, hit their icon. Like I said, you're going to enjoy all their content as well. I want to thank you guys for watching the show today. We're going to be here later. And as always, guys, don't forget to drive.